What's going on, Sip? Thank y'all for coming to the channel. This channel is about getting a glimpse into my life and seeing the things that I go through and what happens, what I think. But I just had a situation. Have you ever worked with somebody that feels intimidated, or you can get an idea that they feel intimidated or they feel some type of way with your presence? Yeah, somebody feels intimidated by your presence. They feel some type of way. They may feel inadequate or like, so I'm hot, but I'm not hot, but I'm just like bewildered because, so I'll just explain the situation. So I was asked to go to a school that we built here recently. So for those that are not in construction, when you build the building, there's a certain point called substantial completion, where substantial completion means the building is safe. You have all the permits and the occupants or the owner can move in the building. So this school was, it's complete, but it's not complete. So there are things called a punch list, which, it may be a few items that you need to come back and correct, or the owner may want you to change some things, or, there may have been some scuffs on something, or, just some minor things. So there are like 37, 38 things on this list. And it's been going on for some months now. And so they had a fella who was he's new to the Houston area, right? I think he's from like Oklahoma, so I don't know where he's from. But anyway, he's been going out. I just found out to this school trying to handle the subcontractor, and mind you, school is in. It's just a middle school is in. So the punch list is done on the software, right? And so generally each item is given a number, say like 1,000, or whatever the notation is. And so the numbers necessarily depending on who did it and when they did it or when they input it, the numbers may not be necessarily in order given the area and how they positioned it in the software. So the software, if you have a building that has A, B, C, D, it's a square building and it has 4 areas. Area A, B, C, and D, and each area has a room. So depending on the walk that you walk with, maybe the architect who does visual things, the electrical engineer does electrical things, the mechanical engineer walk. So if you don't walk with these people all at one time, things can kind of get out of order with the rooms. So the first thing is, when I got the list, I said, well, hey, let me kind of put this stuff in order. So I took and I went through each item, wrote the item number, the issue number, along with the room number, right? So we can, instead of walking around this school, because the school is big, it's 3 levels, so we can say, hey, these are all the rooms that we have to hit in area A. These are all the rooms we have to hit and the issues that we need to look at in area B. These are, because some of this stuff on the list has already been completed. So I'm just going to verify, maybe schedule, that's what I do. So first of all, he had an issue with me sitting there. Well, come on, let's just walk the list. I'm like, your leg is already fucked up. We can't walk, this list because we're going to be here, there, here, there, here, there. So in my mind, I like things in order so we don't waste our time, energy, effort, because if I was getting paid by the hour, if I was a consultant and I was charging them $125, $150 an hour, yeah, let's just walk the items. Because now I know we going to be all day and I may waste 2 hours just walking. That's not the case. I'm here to assess the list so I can figure out how to get this shit done. So, sat in there, took me about 35 minutes to compile a list in the A, B, C, D, E into the 5 areas. I left the exterior out. So I took all the lists, put them in the 5 areas. And so while we're walking, we walked the first area, boom, boom, boom. We went in the mechanical room and he was saying, oh, those guys are gonna do that. I'm like, now our guys, I got guys that can do that. Our hands that work for our company, they can do that. Well, you guys are gonna do installation? Yes, we are. We're not gonna pay somebody to do this when we already have guys that can do it. So then we go in the next room. He's arguing, oh, they're gonna do that. And I'm like, but we have ceiling grid guys that can make the change. Well, where engineer, these engineering companies doing that. I say, well, first they have to do the ceiling grid. No, all right, whatever. Let's go to the next room because I'm not trying to be here all day with you. We got 30 more items to look at. So then we get into to a classroom and he's like, well, wait a minute. This is what you want. I said, well, nah, I want to go back and look at this because it's 1104, 1114, and 1112. No, I want to go in order for my list. 1112. Oh, well, that's that room. Let's go. Well, let's just go back around that. No, leave my shit right here. I'm going to walk myself around there and look at it. So I go in there and look at it. Then I said, oh, okay. So the issue was, and this is where the shit got mixed up, is because so basically there's a classroom. In this classroom, it's a self-contained classroom, if you know what that means, that everything that the kids need is contained in the classroom. So the restroom is in the classroom. Like some of the elementary and kindergarten and pre-K classrooms are self-contained. So the restroom, you can access the restroom, so it's like a rectangle, right? And in the middle, there's a restroom and a little area for the teachers to heat the kids up some stuff. So you can reach the restroom from both classrooms. You understand what I'm saying? So there's 2 classrooms, a restroom in the middle. Each teacher can, anyway. So I go in the restroom, look at the problem or the issue is that the fart fan, which they call a fart fan or exhaust fan, which is the fan in your house that when you cut the light on, you could hear zzz, it cuts on to exhaust the fumes, the gas from your ass, right? Okay, so when I go in there, he's saying, well, this company, Way Engineering is doing that. Way Engineering is doing that. I'm like, I ain't arguing that fact. Then he's like, well, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm looking at the issue. I'm trying to confirm whether it was done or not, if it's working like they wanted. Because the drawings call for it to be on at all times. But the teachers say, hey, we want it to come on and come off, which is fine. If you know anything about electrical work, you just need to take the hot leg and put it on the sensor or the switch, right? But then his thing is, well, oh, you gonna do this? I'm like, listen, we're wasting time trying to figure. I say, listen, I'm not trying to figure out who's gonna do the work. Way Engineering is still gonna do the work. I'm trying to get an understanding of what's going on and how it can be fixed. Well, you don't know that. Well, that's why we have drawings. Well, you don't know if the you gonna have I'm like, man, you're misunderstanding what I'm doing. Then he goes into, I said, listen, let me explain something to you. I'm here to assess this problem or to assess this list of stuff that I was given. And some of these things have been done, they haven't been verified. That's what I do. Confirm the work has been done and verify it by functionality or something else. So then he's steadily, well, we're wasting time. I think we need to do this. I don't really care what you think because you didn't think none of this shit before I got here, right? And if you were doing whatever it is that you needed to be doing, guess what? They wouldn't have sent me. So I don't really give a shit what you think, even though I'm not displaying that attitude like, oh, okay, now let's just keep walking this list in a systematic format to where we're not back and forth. Because yesterday when we were out here, you said, well, I can't walk no more than about an hour. And then he told me I got a meeting at 2 o'clock. So let me do this shit, because it wasn't no problem when you was here by yourself. You could take our fucking day. So then he's telling me, well, you're not trying. I say, no, let me explain to you what I'm doing. Again, I'm not taking this away. Well, I'm handling weight. You can handle or manage whatever contractor you want to. But why, if that's the case, why y'all ain't bring y'all ass in here and fix this? You done been out here a couple of days. Why y'all haven't come done this? So, you know, then he starts with, well, if you're doing it, I need you to send me an email. Send you an email? What? Get the fuck out of here. I ain't sending you no goddamn email. Then he says, then I said, well, listen, let's look at the next thing. Then, well, who sent you out here? Why does it matter? And then I told him, the vice president sent me out here. Why? What difference does it make? I'm here. And he's like, well, I was just asking. No, you asking for a reason. Why? What? Well, I'm just saying, because you're wasting time and we don't need wait. I say, I'm not wasting time. I'm minimizing the bullshit and the time that's going on with things not being corrected. So it's like, man, well, if you want to handle it, I'm going to just let you handle it. You ain't got to let me handle shit. This ain't yours to let me do a motherfucking thing. You going to let? No, you ain't let me do shit. Well, I'm going to let you have it. So then I say, well, you ain't going to let me have nothing, right? So understand that, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I don't need this bullshit from you. So if you out here handling it, here's the fucking list. Handle that shit and I'm gone. So that's one of them issues where somebody feels stepped on, somebody feels intimidated, somebody, you know, and I could see it in his attitude and his approach, because now I'm getting shit done and now he don't like that. And so now he's feeling some type of way because his ass has been here for a while and shit hadn't been get done. And now all of a sudden, now you want to question me or ask me like, hey, what are we doing here? And why are we doing it? Because we work for the same company. Just be, you know, if you're going to be out here, I can't be out here. I got another job and, you know, I got other shit to do. I'm just coming out here to get the work done or to create a schedule. But, you know, but when you feel intimidated, you understand what I'm saying? That's like, and I ain't saying, I'm not trying to imply nothing, but just to give you a glimpse, you know, if you get a dog that's been beat up and been hurt, and you get the dog, even though you coming to help, the dog will bite you. Like, nah, motherfucker, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help our company get done what they need to get done. Because it's been going on too long. And if you feeling some type of way, that's on you. I don't have nothing to do with your, like Dion say, I don't have, what in me makes you feel so, that bothers you so much? I know what it is, but hey, that's your issue. But that's what's happening right now. So I want to know, have you ever worked with somebody like that feels intimidated, feel insecure, the insecurities and all the shit comes up, and then they start feeling some type of way? So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what to say, but it's just it's funny to me. But it's crazy how it all, you know, he wants to, well, you know, you like, man, going on with that. So that's all I had to say. Have you ever worked with somebody like that? How did you handle it? So I'm not gonna call my VP right now because I'm a little you know, even though he know what kind of person I am. So I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna let it marinate. I'm gonna drink on some of this fresh watermelon juice. You understand what I'm saying? And see what it do. But boy, these jokers here. Y'all have a good one. Sip, sip.